But let's come from the angle of somebody who's saying, Jabi, I hear your story. I can resonate with some parts of it. I do feel like I'm not really living a life of freedom. I'm really tied up. I'm really constricted. But girl, I have bills. This is secure money for me that I have at the end of the month. Following what I want to follow does not give me any guarantees that money will come in. I know it's going to be a challenge just moving through things. Maybe you don't have the level of responsibilities that I have. It was easy for you to go because you don't have kids, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have an image to uphold in society of being somebody who's put together. What would you say to somebody who's going through those emotions of, I want to, but I don't feel as if? How does one plan around and make it a long-term sort of goal to move into something that you love without risking and your security of having your day-to-day needs met? And would you, as yourself, have opted for that option of maybe playing the longer game and not just drop everything at once? Because we are living in a country where unemployment is rife. Things are challenging. Like, where is my next move going to come from if now I follow passion and passion is leading me to dead end roads and things that I don't really understand that need me to become a person that is more in tune with themselves inside, which takes a long time to do as well, because it's more of a self-development journey, going on this journey that you've been, as I'm hearing you speak.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like the first thing I would say is that I had those questions too. I had those concerns too. Like, I feel like as a millennial, I just feel like there's so much that is expected from us, especially if you're a graduate. Like, you can't just, like, you have your degree, right?
So, expectation, Mama Haibo. Can't.
I remember my mom that first time when I decided that I'm gonna walk away from this career. This is now before I started articles.
Yes.
And she said to me, okay, you have 3 months to figure this out. Right? I think now, looking back, I don't blame her for acting that way. At the time, I was living like, you're supposed to be my parent. I'm telling you something is not right. Why aren't you getting this? But at the time, I ignored her background, her life, what she has experienced. Like, she did not have that luxury. For her, it was like you graduate forever. And then here comes this person who is in such a great position, earns great money, and it's just like, oh, at the time I hadn't started working, but I had the potential to earn great money. And then I was just like, no, I don't want all of this, And I also don't want to improve either. At the time, I didn't want to continue on with my studies. I was just like, I'm done. Listen to me, right? So I feel like each person's situation is different, obviously, but that was what I was experiencing at the time. Then when I went and got a job, it was really not out of an option, out of my choice. I got it because of family. I have to highlight that, right? So when I was in that job and I was so miserable, getting sick all the time, I literally hated my life. I had stuff to pay as well. I had rent. I had a car at the time. I had stuff that I was paying for that I enjoyed doing sometimes when I was okay. I had, friends to meet up with during the holidays. All of that was paid stuff, right? I had, debit orders just like any other person. But I then soon started to realize that none of those things make me happy, including my vehicle. Like, I was just like, that's the first thing I got rid of. I sold it because I was just like, you are supposed to be the fruit of my labor and make me happy. All you are is just showing me that I'm stuck here.
So that's a big one.
Yeah. Then I told my mom, I need to move out of my place. Can I come stay at home? I'll pay rent. That's what I said to her at first. She was like, why? Typical mom, whatever. But then she got really sick around that time. And honestly, looking back, that was the determining factor of me making the decision to move out of my very beautiful flat. Like, oh, love that place. All the freedom I wanted. But I gave up because I realized that I'm not free. I'm at this place that I love, but while I'm in these corners or while I'm in these walls, that's the only time I'm happy. But once I leave here, I'm sad again, you know. And my mother got diagnosed with a tumor, a brain tumor at the time. That shook my world. Like, I feel like it's as if I got scared and had to put on an armor and had to take care of my mother and decisions. One of the decisions if my mother's going to die because of this brain tumor, she would leave me on this earth as a very sad person. And I didn't want, right? So I know that this is different from someone who has kids. I didn't have kids at the time. I don't have kids now. But like, I made the decision for myself based on that. Also, if I wanted kids right now, I wouldn't be the best version of myself.
Yes.
That's something that I had to be honest about, because I'm always stressed out. So what am I going to do?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thing at the time, but I did think about it. Like, if I wanted a baby right now, would I be present? Because I'm always tired for myself. So how am I gonna do that? So basically, those were the things. Like, I felt like diagnosis, being unhappy, and I have all these things that I paid for, and I also realized that this is just going to get worse. I think that's another thing. You have to kind of do like a future current like analysis in terms of how it's going to be 2 years from now, 3 years from now. And every time I looked at my future, I just got so sad. And I was just like, I want to do this forever, you know. But to be honest, my mother's brain tumor definitely accelerated. Like, I think it woke me up.
Yeah, because a lot of us are stuck in that sort of situation of the shoulds. I must, I have to, I have no choice. If I don't, who will? I have to suck it up because there's people that depend on me. And what I see you saying here is that it comes back to the self. How are you feeling in this situation inside yourself? How you feel inside yourself is going to affect how you approach everything else in life. So if you're not coming from a happy place, if you're not coming from a place of contentment with what you do on a daily basis, what are you even giving out to the world and the people that you say you have to do this for? Because it's not coming from a place that is full of peace, full of loving what you do, and full of just being on your purpose and living a life from a perspective of doing things that light you up.